out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Another nice, decent day. Might get a little rain, might be a little bit chilly.
Yeah, but you notice that
But I can take it.
gorgeous blue sky behind everything for like the past 4 days.
That we will take, right? Pretty
Absolutely.
nice.
Every
Gotta love
second of it.
Well, good morning. It is Wednesday, heading into Labor Day weekend, and we have a whole bunch of news to get to. A lot of stuff, interesting little nuggets that came through over the last 24 hours. This one, oh boy. So, as Davey said, boy, I was shocked to hear the news about Christian Garamone. And while we don't know exactly what went down, the alleged is that there was some sort of a, confrontation down in the village of Mohawk. And at some point, there was a gun, which was legally owned by the person, and that gun got pulled out. And police are alleging that Garamone took the gun from that person. There was a threat of "I'll kill you," allegedly, and then Garamone fled and has now been charged with several charges, actually, as a matter of fact, to be exact. The full story is up on our website, but I'll throw them out at you. Charged with criminal possession of a weapon, robbery, criminal trespass, criminal possession of stolen property, petty larceny, and harassment. Garamone pleaded not guilty and is being held on $25,000 cash bail, $50,000 bail bond. Herkimer County officials say he posted $50,000 bail bond and was released. Now, and we got an earful after the show last week because he actually told, was it 2 weeks ago, Debbie? He had told you that me and him, we had worked out a deal where he was the guest host, right?
Yeah, I thought he was the guest host for that day, and I let him in. I put him in the green room, and then I said, "Can I ask you your name?" And he said, "Christian." I said, "Oh," and that's when I said, "I called you." I said, "Emergency, please call me."
Well, as it turned out, Christian, he was well behaved in studio, but afterwards is when he gave us the very impassioned. Would they call it that?
Yeah, he opened up.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Very much so, and it's all about the case from back in 2008 and then 2010, where he pleaded, and he's saying that he was framed and all of this stuff, but there was a guilty plea to endangering the welfare of a child, which was down from having relations with an underage female. So the plea deal, and it meant for him, and his brother was involved, allegedly, and with this quote sexual contact that ended up they kind of plead away from that, and nobody did any jail time. So that whole thing has been gone, and I do think there are people in his ear saying, just let it go. It's over with. Let it go. And he's in here said, I must clear my name. So this is probably not the way to do it.
Quit picking the scab.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. So Anyway, it is what it is. According to officials in Mohawk, Garamone, who is now a resident of Florida, allegedly threatened to kill the Mohawk resident, then allegedly stole a firearm from the victim who was using the gun to dissuade Garamone's advances, police say. According to the court records, Garamone allegedly threatened to kill the Mohawk resident. Okay, well, listen, I know how arguments can get, and you say things, but this is not good. If you're looking to clear your name, this is
getting arrested for harassment is not a good way to start doing
this
it.
is not the way to do it. Interesting news today out of the Utica University, and everybody today reporting, and their officials, the board had a meeting last night, or Monday night it was, and decided once again, if you remember, this happened a few years ago, where they cut a bunch of programs.
And they were majors, like
majors.
3 or 4 majors.
Yes. And they're saying that they feel that is about to happen again. It'll happen this year. They say that anyone that's currently in a program will be able to finish out that program. However, they just won't accept new patients to any of the deleted programs. I'm sorry, new students. Did I say patients? Because there's got to be a hospital story in here too.
Well, and I'm kind of surprised that one of them that they're considering getting rid of is cybersecurity.
And you know there was such an investment in that program because it was downtown.
Well, and it's such an in thing. I mean, that's where the world's going.
I know. And no longer do they house the office space downtown.
Yes,
that's
I'm not sure what's in there now.
And that I don't think they owned, was rented.
It was it was from the city, I believe.
So there will be another meeting. Now, of course, you would expect, like the last time, the union is against the changes and will fight it going forward. However, for quite some time there have been stories that Utica University was having some, and like so many other colleges and universities,
a lot of colleges are having issues,
having financial issues, and this may very well be the result of that.
Well, I mean, the cost of I fully support anybody who wants to go to college and have a degree. You carry that for the rest of your life, but at the same time, in some instances, you're paying for the rest of your life too.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just made it so unreachable for so many people.
Unreachable, or you end up with a brutal college loans.
Yeah.
That you'll be paying for the rest of your life.
I mean, our daughter's been out of college for over 10 years now, and we're still paying off a Parent Plus loan. I mean, I think those loans are, if somehow they figured out a way to make them unpay-offable.
Unpay-offable, I guess, is a good word, and the other part of this is you can't file bankruptcy on a student loan. That's one of the only things you can't file bankruptcy on.
It follows you to your grave.
It will. Let me go to Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. President Trump says he is firing Lisa Cook from Federal Reserve Board. She says he has no authority to fire her, and there's going to be a lawsuit. Here's Ryan Schmelz to give us an update on it's every day, Ryan, and it's a plethora of stories. You go in, and it's like going into a candy store. What do I want today? Which piece of candy am I going with today? This is one of the most active and busy administrations I think we've ever seen. So what do we know about this one?
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. When you do several press conferences a day plus a 3-hour cabinet meeting, it's hard not to make a lot of news.
Yeah, that's right.
With this one, Lisa Cook, she has a 14-year term that she is not nearly anywhere close to finishing. She's appointed by President Biden, mind you. And, President Trump has decided he wants to remove her, and he is citing some allegations of mortgage fraud that she's been facing that, we should keep in mind, she has denied. And now she's pushing back, saying that he doesn't have the legal authority to do so and that she's going to stay on. We should also point out that yesterday President Trump was asked during his cabinet meeting if a judge told him to not fire her, would he comply? And he said yes, he would comply if in fact the judge ordered him to pretty much keep her on board.
I feel like the judges, the courts, it's like a ping pong game. No, you can't do it. Yes, you can do it. No, you can't do it. Yes, you can do it. That seems to be the history of this administration. And let's keep in mind here, let's not forget, inauguration was just a few months ago in January. Yeah. This has been busy.
No, it certainly has been. And when you talk about the courts, well, let's keep in mind the administration is trying to utilize a lot of executive orders because in many ways Congress is somewhat handcuffed when it comes to getting some of President Trump's agenda across the finish line. Number one, you have to get 60 votes. But number two, the Senate's eating up a lot of its time right now confirming President Trump's nominees. And, when they have to do all these different procedural things that make this a little bit more drawn out, and Democrats are using some stall tactics that make it a little bit harder than Leader Thune would like it to be. President Trump's they're not able to spend a lot of time legislating, and that makes it harder for President Trump to get certain things. So he's been using executive order. And when Democrats are in the minority and they can't combat the Trump administration legislation, sometimes the courtroom is the best place to do it.
Yeah. All right. Interesting stuff. Stay busy. I don't need to tell you that, Ryan. We appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. Wow. Yes, it is true. I wonder if I'm trying to see if I can find the right music for this. Yesterday was a busy it's probably going to get a commercial, and I am. Yesterday was a busy day in the world of news. Davey, I want to bring this to you. Let's see if I can play this. Here we go. Is this the right music for this? Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we announced the news that consumed the news yesterday. The news that Taylor Swift and Mr. Kelsey are now engaged to be married. It happened at a restaurant in New York City, where he gave her the ring, got down on one knee, and now Taylor Swift and the NFL's Travis Kelsey. Is it Travis Kelsey? Yeah, are now engaged to be married happily ever after, Hollywood style, which means probably a couple of years.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, if you're lucky. What do you think on this, Davey? It's the news.
It's the news
that
everybody
rocked
knew.
The world.
Everybody
People
knew.
were over exaggerating this. It was just out of control.
I don't know. And sometimes when the news like this breaks like this, it's kind of the kiss of death.
It kind of is,
Yeah.
right? You think about that. This, by the way, is a funeral march that we're currently playing. I don't know if you recognize it from Handel. Oh, the humanity. Can you imagine what this wedding is going to be, what it's going to be like when it does happen?
God.
Wow. Listen, I give the guy credit because he is in love, and he's getting criticized from the sports world like tremendously, and he just doesn't care. He does things, if she wants him to do something that would be thought of as not, quote, NFL-like, well, Travis Kelsey does it. He'll do whatever. No worry of embarrassment whatsoever. He is in love. Yeah. We'll talk more about it, but not too much. Coming up here at WIBX.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Utica native and former restaurateur has been arrested following an alleged robbery last week in the village of Mohawk. Christian Garamone, who now resides in Jacksonville, Florida, and is back home visiting, was charged with robbery, possession of a weapon, criminal trespass, among other charges. Garamone pleaded not guilty and was being held on $25,000 cash bail and $50,000 bail bond. Herkimer County officials say Garamone posted $50,000 in bail bond and was released. The full story is on our news site at WIBX950.com. Oneida County health officials say 2 people and a cat were exposed to a rabid bat in South Utica. The specific location of the exposure has not been disclosed. The 2 people received treatment, and a booster vaccination was administered to the cat. New Hartford police have charged the 13-year-old boy in the village following a series of reckless driving incidents in a stolen car. Police say the vehicle had been stolen from Lee Center. The teen was processed and released to his parents and will appear in court at a later date. Utica University will be looking to make cuts to programs and academic degrees over the course of this year, according to University President Todd Fanasteel. The university and faculty met on Monday to discuss curriculum deletions. The university says new students won't be accepted into the deleted programs. Current students will be able to finish out their degrees. The union representing faculty is opposed to the cuts. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announced over $66 million in new federal funding to upgrade airport facilities and equipment at 22 airports across New York State. Griffiths International Airport in Rome will receive over $203,000 for wildlife fencing reconstruction. Hancock International Airport in Syracuse will receive nearly $14 million for various improvements. Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Syverud is announcing he's going to resign from that position. He revealed yesterday he's planning to resign at the end of the 2025-26 academic year. He was hired back in 2013 to replace Nancy Cantor, who left the school to become dean of Rutgers University. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Showers will be spotty at best today, and over the next several days, not a bunch of rain around. Could get an isolated thunderstorm mixed in. Other than that, beautiful morning, clouds mixing with some sunshine, mostly sunny for a time later today, 70. Tonight, clouds back, mid-upper 40s, naturally North Country cooler. 77 tomorrow, chance of a shower in the afternoon, maybe a shower early Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stage at WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have some clouds out there and 54 degrees. I've got an earful from Richard. I don't know. I could even have it today. It might even be today. An earful from him. We'll get into that coming up a little bit. This morning on the program, Master Gardener Roseanne Leparco. I have some really interesting questions. At least they're interesting for me. I'm not sure for everybody, but I imagine. And we'll get into that. This morning also, Hobica's free money question of the day. Today, Davey, it is worth how much money today?
$250.
$250. Okay. In a short Labor Day week, $250. Kelly Wenzel is the secretary of the Poland Volunteer Fire Company. She's also a commissioner on the Poland Joint Fire Department and is going to give us a rundown of what's going on over there, as there is a whole there are people that don't want the Poland Fire Department to go away, and we'll explain that with Kelly. Attorney Jeremy Rosenthal, the Rosenthal Report is coming up in a little bit. We'll get to that. Ryan Nobles from NBC is on here this morning. And then Cleland Vano. Do I have that right?
It's C-H-E.
Oh,
Shalon.
Shalon
Vano.
Shalon Vano.
Yeah.
Who's a market vendor with that has holistic products.
Holistic CNY is the name of the company. But yeah, they're opening up down in Bag Square.
All right, and they've been a part of your market.
Yep, this year they've been a part of the market. They've been a great addition to the vendors.
We'll get into that, and yes, we'll have to talk a little bit. And how about Tommy DeVito got let go by the Giants? I thought when he was playing during the preseason, I kind of had a feeling like they may be keeping him.
Well, when they drafted Jackson Dart and signed Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, there was no chance in heck that Tommy Cutlets, as they knocked them, was going to make the team.
Well, I would imagine somebody will pick him up as a backup, maybe. Who knows?
Hold on to the practice squad.
Hold on tight. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Together, we can do more. On September 19th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, an online day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your Mohawk Valley Gives donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 19th at givemv.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley Gives. Powered by the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties and Up Mobility Foundation. MV Gives is proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey everybody in upstate New York. I don't know where in upstate New York, but thanks for listening to the Keeler Show. Never met this man. Don't know why I'm telling everybody to listen, but thank you very much. By the way, this is Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I have nothing else really to say to you, but I thank you for listening to me, tell you to listen to this man, Bill Keeler, on WIBX.
Now this music is a funeral theme. It is the music, I believe, the new theme song for Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
The intro song for her next tour.
But it is also sometimes around here because of copyright expenses, this place can't handle it. So I have to double up. This is also Cheesecake Richard theme music. And I thought what we will do going forward, let me just make sure I don't have any additional, because he will, oh, wait a minute. I might have some additional here that I can include fresh. Let's see, this looks like a fresh comment from Richard this morning. But before we get to there, I've taken and been able to come up with 9 other messages that Richard has sent to me.
Okay.
And I just like to, so sometimes when I'm feeling really good about myself and I'm confident.
Richard, you're your reality check?
I'm confident that I need a reality check, someone to bring me back down to planet Earth. I can always go back and read old messages from Richard. Like the one that occurred just a few days ago when we were talking about Cracker Barrel. This, from Richard, this is the dumbest issue I have ever heard. This is a non-topic in my opinion. What a joke to even bring this up. Message number 2. This is from just a few days ago. Actually, it might even be from yesterday. Your radio show has become the life of Bill Keeler. Who cares? Boring. The first topic was the Cracker Barrel logo controversy. This was apparently me talking about the hell of a week that I have had, and apparently that is something I shouldn't be doing. Come on, Keeler. Tomorrow's high is 81, not 90. Why do you always exaggerate? Sunday, a rainy day. By the way, I went back and checked. The high in Utica tomorrow, whatever day that was, August 23rd, was 81, not 90. The high was 84, not 81 and not 90. So somewhere in the middle of that, Richard, on August 23rd. On August 18th, it was a disgrace by our president. Trump is no good, and why Americans don't see it is unexplainable. August 13th, I'm surprised you don't have a big story on how and why the sidewalks in the village needed replacement after less than 1 year in New Hartford. The New York State messed up, and the sidewalks didn't pass inspections. New York has to replace them all. Don't be happy with this. Don't be clapping at these comments here. What are you doing to me here? Let's start over. Okay. And we did cover that story, and it kind of was a big story, why the sidewalks were poured in New Hartford last year and had to be re-poured this year. And it turns out they used a
wrong substrate,
the wrong quality of
wasn't going to put up with the traffic.
Yeah. August 5th, when we had Wolf Speed on. Please, Keeler, this Wolf Speed is now all smoke and mirrors. Don't get fooled like the politicians did. Wolf Speed is toast and finished. I told you a year ago it was. On July 16th, John Mannion, the congressman, on the program. I see he lied his ass off on your show about having no office in Utica. Nothing new from this guy. Wednesday, July 2nd. Before taking off July 3rd and 4th, we were about to take off. On July 2nd, we were taking off Thursday as well as Friday. Right? Which we're taking off Thursday. We're taking off Friday this week into the Labor Day weekend, making it a longer weekend, just to let you know. I'll hear from him about that. But this goes back to the 4th of July. What holiday is July 3rd? Must be a new one. And Friday's high, 74, not 80. You must be teaching Ray how to exaggerate. By the way, I went back and checked. He said Friday's high will be 74, not 80. According to weather records, it was 75. He was correct.
I'll take the blame from Richard for this Friday because I'm the one that orchestrated it to take the day off.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. We're going to blame it on you. June 24th. Tomorrow's high is 83. He's very bothered and thinks that
he's very focused on the weather.
Exaggerate the weather. He's kind of a
meteorologist?
His own hometown meteorologist.
Armchair
type.
Meteorologist.
I think that's a good way to put it. Tomorrow's high is 83, not 90s. And Thursday, the high is 73. By the way, I went back and I checked. Wednesday, June 25th, the high was 86. Not 90, not 83. Thursday's high was just 70 at 12 noon. After that, temperatures began to drop into the 60s. And then there's a brand new, I think I've got enough on this funeral march. There's a brand new one. Utica University is in huge trouble. More than you can imagine. Not good, I hear, just like Wolf Speed. End of the rope. And those are the messages from our man, Richard. Most times they're very critical of me, but this was critical of everything. And he is the man. I believe I'll refer to him as Richard, the man in the know. All right, there you go. Well, there you go, Richard. And by the way, I believe it'll only be about, we might not even reach 70 degrees today.
I'm good with that.
But tomorrow will be a little warmer in the 70s, then it'll cool a little bit, 69, 70 through the weekend, and then Sunday we warm back up. 78 for Monday is what they're currently calling for. Let's see if he criticizes that. Do you have an opinion at all on the are you a Taylor Swift fan in any way?
I mean, I won't change the station if she comes on the radio, but I'm not. I don't think I've ever been insanely excited by any one performer. I mean, in my day, you know, like most of us can say, you know, there were concerts that I went to that I thoroughly enjoyed. that I would go
this
to
one,
again.
I mean, people going to see Taylor Swift are spending a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that. I don't think but on the other hand, there's also people would do that for that I wouldn't walk across the street to see.
Right,
so,
right. That's fair enough. I do think it is a big deal that the two of them are getting married, and it's going to be the celebrity wedding of.
Yeah, it's very, very Hollywood. Which, like I said, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's nice." Unfortunately, the rest of us are just going to crush it.
This really goes back to the days of. It's like a throwback to Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't.
Or even a more recent memory, Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie.
Or even Aniston when he was with Jennifer Aniston.
Yep.
Julie says, love the funeral march, but the better one is this one. You're right. Julie, you're absolutely correct. And now... Messages from Richard. You're absolutely right.
I like the classical music thing, but you got to get off the funeral dirges.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Come on, it's Wednesday. Come on.
Yeah,
we need something bright and uplifting.
It's the mood I'm in today. I don't know why. I can't even help myself. Let's see. What else do I have to get into? Today is National Just Because Day. Why are you playing the funeral theme? Just because. I'm just because. Cracker Barrel, I got a ton of messages. Let me give you my take on Cracker Barrel. Ton of messages on Cracker Barrel. Another victory for Donald Trump. Cracker Barrel has decided not to change the logo. They're going back to their original logo. Okay, let me just give you my take on it. This is not a victory for Donald Trump. This is, okay, people are so, there is an element of America, and it's a pretty large 33 to 35% of America that will do whatever Donald Trump says. Yep. And that if that means, and it was Trump Jr. that came out and kind of started this whole woke thing about Cracker Barrel. Can you believe they're changing the logo? Think of the number of businesses. Do you know, I wish they'd start, here I have a list of logos and iconic figures that I'd like Don Jr. to go after, because I'd love to see the nostalgic look at some of these things. Like Tony the Tiger. They completely have changed Tony the Tiger.
Several times.
He's now like a muscle man or something. I mean, do we really need the change of Tony the Tiger? And could we stop with all the Oreos? I'm good with double stuff and just the single one.
The old double stuff.
The old double stuff used to be much larger.
Really was, yeah.
I mean, there are things that, this is so stupid. It is a business that has decided to, and by the way, over the course of the last 2 years, they have watched their numbers begin to fall. Their numbers are dropping off. They're not keeping up with other chains. And this CEO, I don't know, maybe she's woke and liberal, and I have no idea, but she's the CEO of Cracker Barrel. And the decision was made to kind of upgrade, to modernize, to hopefully bring in a larger...
The next generation.
The next generation, a younger demographic, because I hate to say it, but the old Cracker Barrel fans are dying, and their numbers are dropping. So all they were trying to do was increase their numbers, increase their visibility.
Which other major corporations have successfully done?
And some have done it poorly. Coca-Cola, remember what Coke did?
Correct.
It didn't become political. That was just. But here's what I'm saying: the real winner in this is not the Trump family or the anti-woke movement, which to me is ridiculous that was even attached to this, because it has nothing to do with that. The real winner is Cracker Barrel. They have just received billions of dollars in advertising.
Yep.
And do you think they sat in that boardroom and said, there's nothing we can do. We're going to have to please Donald Trump. They sat in that boardroom and said, okay, I think the time is right. Yep, it's the perfect time. We're going to go back to the original logo and watch the business come in. The real winner in this is Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I mean, just make sure you spell the name right with all that publicity. I mean, I had somebody last night like, another Trump victory. All right. Well, if you want to think that. But I would think right now the CEO of Cracker Barrel, despite the value that was lost in their stock, you're going to see that bounce right back, and they will have lost nothing.
And they will have new feet coming in the doors of their stores.
Bigger now than ever before.
Even if they're just coming in to check it out.
Absolutely right. I personally am not a Cracker Barrel fan. I hate going there. My wife loves it. I'm not a fan. We go for her.
The closest one is like Binghamton.
There is one in Syracuse.
Oh, there is one in Syracuse.
Just past Syracuse, like as you get out near Liverpool, Baldwinsville, that area. On the thruway,
well,
there is
it's
one
a very
out there.
if you just want a nostalgic, feel good comfort meal. In February, you go to Cracker Barrel.
If you want to raise your cholesterol, have that
every
deep fried
breakfast
chicken.
is floating in maple syrup, and every dinner entree is floating in gravy.
It is absolutely, and it's all fried.
Yep.
So I'm not a fan. Anyway, they go back to the old logo. They announced they were caving and would scrap plans to replace their classic logo
Never mind.
with a less dated refresh. So the old guy in the coveralls sitting next to the barrel is back. Danny Evans founded Cracker Barrel, and people say the man on the logo is his Uncle Herschel McCartney. Here is Uncle Herschel talking about Cracker Barrel's values in a promotional video put out 10 years ago. Here's audio.
Treat everyone as you would like to be treated yourself. Be down to earth, humble, soft-spoken, wear a smile.
And by the way, anybody thinking about Kentucky Fried Chicken, which doesn't call itself Kentucky Fried Chicken
Oh my
anymore?
God, I was just thinking that.
KFC.
Yeah.
They've completely changed their branding. They've, I think you have a lot of creative minds that are paid a lot of money to try to figure out how do we get people to buy our stuff. And this is just an example of that and an attempt. And I think in the end, when it's all said and done, will it be thought of as a mistake or a brilliant win for Cracker Barrel?
Well, that's all in perspective.
A woman in Russia had to make an emergency visit to the hospital after a king cucumber got stuck in her. Oh, boy, I'm not sure that you... Do we want to run this story, Davey? Is this one we want to... No.
Careful.
Is that officially a no, or you? It looks like you're shaking your head. That's a no. He doesn't want me to run it. I don't know why. Speaking of cucumbers, I got to say, we bought starter plants. Richard, I apologize. This is actually something that happened in my life. I apologize for talking about it. And I know we're going to be talking to Roseanne Leparco, the master gardener, coming up in a second. But... is that what you want? 5750? It was the sign fell down. I didn't even see it. Anyway, we went to the Amish and bought starter plants in the beginning of June.
Yep.
And I bought 2 4-packs of
Cucumbers?
eggplant.
Oh, okay.
And we brought it home and we planted them and, tried to water them the best we could in that horrible weather that we had.
Yeah, the drought, yeah.
Not have too much water and because in June it was brutal, right? And anyway, all of a sudden I see the plants coming up and my wife is not, those are not eggplants. Turns out they were all English cucumbers, which grow like a vine, and it's those thin, really long. I think they call them burpless.
I was just going to say, they're easier on people's
I got a
stomach.
ton of those, and then one lone eggplant. So the Amish screwed it all up. But I do have one eggplant. We'll talk with Roseanne about that coming up. Hold tight. Quick break.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401 401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify.
Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows.
Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
The bold blitz to beat down crime. I'm Angelo Bavaro. President Trump holding a cabinet meeting yesterday where he called for the return of the death penalty in the nation's capital. It comes as D.C. sees its first homicide in nearly 2 weeks.
That shooting took place early Tuesday morning after midnight when an adult male was found unconscious but breathing in Anacostia off Minnesota Avenue in southeast D.C. He later died in the hospital. The White House says there's been over 1,000 arrests this month since President Trump ordered those reinforcements to help D.C.'s police force, which is 800 cops short. Trump says Republican House and Senate leaders are working on a new legislation to fight crime. Posting last night, Speaker Mike Johnson and Leader John Thune are working with me and other Republicans on a comprehensive crime bill. It's what our country needs, and now more to follow. Make America great again.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Washington, D.C. does not have the death penalty, but the Trump administration has been pushing police to charge suspects with federal crimes, some of which do carry the death penalty. City officials continue to argue that crime had already been falling. President Trump is facing a legal challenge to his attempt to fire a Federal Reserve board member.
The president says his removal of Lisa Cook as a Federal Reserve Board governor is not related to her opposition to lower interest rates.
We need people that are 100% above board, and it doesn't seem like she was.
President Trump cites an allegation of mortgage fraud by Cook for her dismissal, an accusation Cook denies. Her attorney says she will sue to prevent an unlawful firing. President Trump told reporters he is considering a replacement for Cook. Her term on the Fed does not expire until 2038. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Cook was appointed by President Joe Biden in 2022. America is listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
President Donald Trump discussing potential further sanctions on Russia as he continues his push for peace with Ukraine. The president also weighing a meeting with North Korea's leader this year.
With this month's trip to Alaska, Vladimir Putin may have delayed punishment for invading Ukraine, but President Trump is still considering adding new sanctions or new tariffs to Russia if they do not end the war there soon.
There could be very big consequences, but we'll see what happens.
President Trump is also now eyeing a reunion with the man his first predecessor, Barack Obama, warned him would cause as many problems as anybody in the world. That is North Korea's dictator, Kim Jong-un. We don't have any more specifics other than that, end of the year, about when President Trump would like to get together again with Kim Jong-un, or whether or not he would like to venture again into the DMZ like he did in his first term.
Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House. Liftoff for SpaceX after a series of setbacks. Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
SpaceX launching its massive Starship rocket into space.
We lifted.
Cheers heard throughout the mission as the Super Heavy rocket booster splashed down in the Gulf and as Starship deployed its simulated or mock Starlink satellites into orbit. making its way back to Earth.
There's a splashdown.
Splashing down in the Indian Ocean. The flight comes after the company called off 2 earlier launches this week over ground system issues and weather. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
SpaceX CEO Elon Musk hoping to use that rocket to take people to Mars, and NASA hoping to use it to land astronauts on the moon. I'm Angelo Bavaro, and this is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Utica native and former restaurateur has been arrested following an alleged robbery last week in the village of Mohawk. Christian Garamone, who now resides in Jacksonville, Florida, and is back home visiting, was charged with robbery, possession of a weapon, criminal trespass, among other charges. Garamone pleaded not guilty and is being held on $25,000 cash bail and $50,000 bail bond. Herkimer County officials say Garamone posted $50,000 in bail bond and was released. The full story is on our news site at WIBX950.com. Oneida County health officials say 2 people and a cat were exposed to a rabid bat in South Utica. The specific location of the exposure has not been disclosed. The 2 people received treatment, and a booster vaccination was administered to the cat. New Hartford police have charged the 13-year-old boy in the village following a series of reckless driving incidents in a stolen car. Police say the vehicle had been stolen from Lee Center. The teen was processed and released to his parents and will appear in court at a later date. Utica University will be looking to make cuts to programs and academic degrees over the course of this year, according to University President Todd Fanasteel. The university and faculty met on Monday to discuss curriculum deletions. The university says new students won't be accepted into the deleted programs. Current students will be able to finish out their degrees. The union representing faculty is opposed to the cuts. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announced over $66 million in new federal funding to upgrade airport facilities and equipment at 22 airports across New York State. Griffiths International Airport in Rome will receive over $203,000 for wildlife fencing reconstruction. Hancock International Airport in Syracuse will receive nearly $14 million for various improvements. Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Syverud is announcing he's going to resign from that position. He revealed yesterday he's planning to resign at the end of the 2025-26 academic year. He was hired back in 2013 to replace Nancy Cantor, who left the school to become dean of Rutgers University. The Utica Comets will have a new broadcaster beginning with the 2025-26 season. The American Hockey League team announced Tuesday that Joe Benson will handle the team's broadcaster play-by-play duties. Benson, a Massachusetts native, called men's hockey games at Colby College in Maine. And with the 2025 season at Saratoga Racecourse winding down, the New York Racing Association begins Fan Appreciation Day today. Highlights of the days ahead include discounts on things like food, beverages, and tickets. And on Sunday, it's the final giveaway of the year with a red quarter zip up being handed out with paid admission. To check out the full schedule, head to naira.com/Saratoga. And the Powerball jackpot has reached over $815 million for tonight's drawing. It is one of the largest in the game's history. In sports, the Yankees captured a series victory after topping the Nationals 5-1 from the Bronx. Giancarlo Stanton provided all of the offense for the Bronx Bombers after hitting a 3-run double and a 2-run homer. New York has now won 3 in a row and will wrap up its 3-game set against Washington this afternoon. The Mets continue their dominance over the Phillies after walking off with a 6-5 win from Queens. Brandon Nimmo drove in the game-winning run with an RBI single in the bottom of the ninth. New York has won back-to-back games and hopes to complete the season series sweep tonight. The Buffalo Bills have their roster down to 53 players after the NFL's Tuesday deadline. Cornerback Maxwell Hairston, this year's first-round draft pick, will begin the season on injured reserve with a right knee injury. He will miss a minimum of 4 weeks. The team also cut 11-year veteran defensive tackle Jordan Phillips. He's expected to land on the practice squad, however. They open the season September 7th in the night game on NBC versus the Baltimore Ravens. Former Syracuse University quarterback Tommy DeVito is in need of a new NFL home. DeVito was cut yesterday by the New York Giants, who have quarterbacks Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, and Jameis Winston on their roster. DeVito signed with the Big Blue as an undrafted free agent in 2023. The Jets decided to move on from a recent draft pick 1 year after trading up to top pick in the third round of the 2024 NFL Draft. The Green and White have cut wide receiver Malaki Corley. He managed to catch one pass for 8 yards this preseason. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right, Kirk.
Showers will be spotty at best today, and over the next several days, not a bunch of rain around. Could get an isolated thunderstorm mixed in. Other than that, beautiful morning, clouds mixing with some sunshine, mostly sunny for a time later today, 70. Tonight, clouds back, mid-upper 40s, naturally North Country cooler. 77 tomorrow, chance of a shower in the afternoon, maybe a shower early Friday. On the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
Cloudy right now and 55. I got a bunch of comments to get to, and I'm even going to read the one from Big Honey. We'll get to it coming up. 7:10 at WIBX.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Attention investors with a 401k, IRA, or retirement account. The dollar has lost over 25% of its value in the past 5 years, and it's only going to get worse. Are you prepared for what's about to happen next? We are Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold IRA company in America, and we are helping Americans prepare for the great de-dollarization by diversifying their portfolios with physical precious metals. We've partnered with former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff, to give away his latest book called Our Dollar, Your Problem, a must-read for investors. Call 800-741-GOLD, and we'll rush a free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem to your doorstep and include our special gold IRA investing kit, valued at $49. The dollar is losing value fast. Call 800-741-GOLD now to get your free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem and our free gold IRA investing kit. Supplies are limited. Consult your tax and financial professional before investing. Call 800-741-4653. That's 800-741-GOLD.
New York Sash is committed to improving the life of a local veteran with our Shower for a Soldier bath makeover giveaway. There are many veterans in our community who have suffered hardships that make simple tasks such as bathing difficult. Our thank you for their service is that one nominee will be selected as our Shower for a Soldier recipient and have a new tub or shower professionally installed by New York Sash. Do your part and nominate a deserving veteran today at NewYorkSash.com.
School is almost here, and we think every kid should get started on the right feet. We've partnered with Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield to help local kids get new sneakers for the new school year. We call it Kicks for Kids, and you can help. Help us clear the Amazon sneaker wish list. Our friends at the Neighborhood Center will help get those sneakers in the hands or feet of the right kids who need them. We only have till September 7th. Thanks from Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield and WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Hey, you can also go to our website at WIBX950.com. Is that what it is? And you'll find there the New York Sash giveaway, where we're giving away on Tuesday. We'll draw right after Labor Day. You have till Labor Day to sign up. On Tuesday, we'll do the drawing for the Blackstone Grill. It's $500 Blackstone Grill, which I love them. You could do pancakes and bacon and a ton of hamburgers and hot dogs. With the griddle,
yeah.
With the griddle. It's really awesome. And it comes with a Yeti cooler as well. Those things are really amazing. Go to our website at WIBX950.com. You'll see the contest where you can win, and it directs you to the link where you can sign up. Check the box that says Keeler Show, and you'll automatically be entered into this drawing, and you're entered into their $25,000 home improvement giveaway as well. Go to the website, look for the New York Sash contest where the Blackstone Grill is being given away. I have an open letter here. Are you ready?
Yep.
Dear WIBX listeners, this comes from Dr. Zielinski of the Falcon Clinic. We hope you're all doing very well. This statement is in regard to any prospective new patients wishing to establish care at the Falcon Clinic. As you may have heard on WIBX back on Friday, we're currently looking for a new provider at the Falcon Clinic. We've had a very large influx of new patients over the course of the past several months due to the recent retirements, departures, etc. of numerous other local providers, and are very busy because of this. And because of this, at this time, we are very respectfully asking any prospective new patients to call back in 6 months. Once we hire a new provider, which I am hoping will be done sooner rather than later, we will make an announcement to the public via WIBX that we are accepting new patients ASAP again. Thank you very much for your kind understanding in the matter. We're very much looking forward to having you as a future patient of our practice down the road. Sincerely, Dr. Brian Zielinski, Medical Director at the Falcon Clinic. So there you go. There's your open letter from the Falcon Clinic.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Bunch of comments I want to get to, and then I know we're going to talk to the master gardener. I have many questions. Still having troubles with tomatoes. It's burning me up. We have all these green tomatoes that they do kind of turn. They get this little black on the bottom if they're not watered properly.
Yep.
And this has been one of those years.
Boy, I tell you, the vendors at the market, I got some tomatoes in my CSA share this past week, which are just glorious. Perfectly shaped, beautiful color.
I'm going to have to buy them. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife bought these heirloom tomatoes.
Yep.
That were really good. Some comments. Matt says, "Hey crew, was wondering why this blank, oops, I meant Richard, even listens to the show if he hates it so much." Well, I did get a message from Richard who said, "LOL, I enjoyed that very much." Our Death March type thing. Also saying, yesterday as I was watching SNY, Evan and Tiki Sports Show, guess who called in, Davey? Guess who called in on SNY, the national show?
Well, hello, Bill, Beth, and Davey.
It was Stefan, of course, and Richard says, of course, he asked a New York Mets question, and Stefan this morning piping in already and saying, how about the Mets' big win last night, walk-off 6-5 win? It was awesome. Brandon Nimmo got the hit and the RBI, and the Mets have called up prospect from Syracuse pitcher Jonah Tong. Now, this kid is young and pitching really well like McLean was. also was pitching at Binghamton, and they fast-forwarded him to Syracuse, to AAA, and now he's on his way, and I'm hearing, Davey, that he may get the start on Friday against the Marlins.
Well, he's already projected to be the starter for Friday. Carlos Mendoza made the announcement during the pregame interview on SNY, and Kevin Burkhardt asked him, is the prospect you just called up going to start? And he said, yep, we penciled him in for Friday against the Marlins.
Well, let's see what happens there. Big Honey from Hecla. Hey, Bill, I see one of your co-hosts got arrested again. I believe you hooked your wagon to the wrong star, my friend. Yes, and I did want to talk about that. I did have a conversation with Mark Butler. He says he didn't do it, and we've bailed him out. He's going to be okay. So, it wasn't Mark Butler they got? I
had a lost look on my face.
He's not. Christian was not a co-host. Although he told Davey he was and landed himself in the studio that morning. That was 2 weeks ago. What else do I have here that I want to get in? You can call her up, Davey. More specifically, the Hallelujah chorus from the Messiah.
Oh, there you go.
That's a goodie, too.
That's
Julie.
a great one.
She's a music expert. Davey, I got him in here. Stefan, Rob. Cracker Barrel stock already has come back. I'm here to tell you, I feel like this is a brilliant move that they never saw coming. I don't think Cracker Barrel's CEO said we're going to change the logo.
And wait for it to turn.
The far right's going to go after us over it, and stock's going to fall, and then we're going to bring the logo back and double our business.
I think they went, oh no,
wait a minute. Ding, the bell goes off. I think we have an opportunity here.
Wait a second.
Bud Light, Rob says, tried to change too. See how that worked out. Yes, they tried to be inclusive and accepting of other people and other types of people. That ain't flying today in America. If you're not like we are, and we being
true.
I don't know, what is we?
Yeah.
Is it white, Christian?
Careful.
I don't know. I don't know what we is. If you're not like we, then you better begin to conform. And I have a bunch of comments from Mike this morning. I'm fairly certain Christian will not show up as guest co-host like last week when okay. Yeah, well, I got to say, I believe he's out on bail bond.
Yeah, he is.
One of the major problems, Utica University cut many programs and no staff, a bad economic model. And wouldn't it be great if Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged at the Cracker Barrel? Bringing it all full circle.
Success by association.
That is so funny. I love it. And I have a few more I'll get to coming up. YouTube is loaded with comments. That comment section is out of control. I can't keep track of it. On the line right now, the brilliant, the amazing, the master gardener, Roseanne Leparco. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well, but my tomatoes look like crap.
I actually thought I was going to talk about the heavy drought. Well, technically it hasn't been a drought. It's just been extra dry, but we do have a little bit of moisture. But this hasn't been the perfect summer weather for crops. It just hasn't. Because
it has for weeds, though. It's amazing how weeds can grow in anything, any conditions.
That is true. If we could only embrace them, they would be the perfect plant.
You're right.
But what's going on with your tomatoes?
Well, I'm still. I think I didn't do a good job of. They're all potted. Tomato plants are in pots.
Okay.
So I just think I didn't do the greatest job. Number one, of getting them out early enough, keeping up with the watering. That's what caused. I think that black that gets on the bottom of the tomato. It's not blight.
Yeah, it's the major problem when you grow vegetables in containers in a summer like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you would have to water multiple times a day. That's why I like promoting self-watering containers when you're growing vegetables in pots, because you can regulate the water level really well with a self-watering container. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I'm not, but I got to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a water. You'll see pot. You'll recognize the pot because it'll have a saucer on the bottom, and then you'll see a hole right in the middle of the side of the pot. And some of them, so they'll look like that, or some of them come with what looks like a PVC pipe extension that comes out of it. And then the concept is there's a reservoir at the bottom. There is no drainage hole. The reservoir's on the bottom, but the plants are not sitting in that reservoir of water. There's a little platform above it.
Okay.
And how it works is you keep that reservoir full of water, and the plants wick the moisture from the bottom.
So,
and as long as you keep that reservoir full, your tomatoes are getting a consistent level of water. I wasn't sure if it would work, but I got to tell you, my vegetables that are in the self-watering containers are doing great. And every morning I just make sure that reservoir's full. You know it's full because there's an overflow hole in the back, and the excess water just drains out.
Are these
I'll
the?
tell you,
During
those hot days, I had to fill them a couple of times. That's
so
how
when it was,
moisture.
I agree. There would be times where I would water in the morning, and then by afternoon, because it was so hot, you'd look out and everything was wilted again. So I'd have to go out and water the bottom. You don't want to water the leaves, right?
Right,
And
if a vegetable dries out, Bill, once they dry out, it's not like flowers. Flowers can recover. Vegetables cannot. They become stressed, and once they're stressed, they're going to continue to be stressed, and they're just not going to produce as well.
Reminds me a lot of my wife. She just
Careful.
She gets stressed, and I'm just saying.
Well, to be honest with you, it is like that. When we get stressed,
You're right, same thing.
we don't function well.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of the same thing for a plant. So
Usually, the reason is not lack of water, though.
No.
It's the abundance of husband.
It may be me causing the drought. All right. So here's another thing that we got all. So this is kind of crazy. We got these starter plants in June from the Amish out near Richfield Springs, and I bought 2 4-packs of eggplant and planted them. All is good. And all of a sudden, my wife is like, that is not an eggplant that is growing in the garden. And I looked and I said, I don't know that eggplants have like little prickly things all over them. No, those were English cucumbers. And they're long and thin, and they're growing like crazy. They grow like vines. They'll go right up like the side of the wall and everything. And we've got an abundance of those, and 1 eggplant. So, it is what it is. But I don't think this has been a good year for eggplant, but it seems to be a good year for cucumbers.
it's kind of interesting when you have these fluctuations of weather. It's like some vegetables become superstars, so to speak, and others just don't produce well. And tomatoes are one of those plants that really need that perfect storm weather. Cucumbers could be pretty fearless. What I understand from talking to other people asking questions is plants like eggplant or plants like zucchini are not necessarily doing as well. They've been a product of the weather extremes, and if you didn't water, your plants are going to be struggling. Now, there's water now, but the key period when they should have been hydrated has passed.
It has. One other thing that I did this year that I hadn't done in years past, I like a lot of basil. And I feel like basil, if you have a pot, and I use it, it's decorative as it is, and it keeps mosquitoes away and all of that. So I have a ton of basil, and I didn't realize if you cut it back by about a quarter, just as it starts to flower, it will recover quickly and start growing like crazy all over again.
Absolutely, and basil is such a beautiful ornamental plant.
Yeah,
I mean, it's great to eat, but it's such a fabulous ornamental plant. I have a couple of containers that I always do every year that has nothing but assorted basils in them. If you ever go to a plant nursery and look at the basil, you've got purple basil. Probably one of the most beautiful basil plants is Thai basil. I've never actually cooked with Thai basil. It has more of a spicy flavor to it, but the plant itself is stunning when it's blooming, and mine is blooming right now. It creates these dark purple flowers, and then if you use the dark purple foliage variety, basil makes an absolutely stunning container plant. And I think people just think about it as a plant to use for cooking versus its ornamental value.
Yeah, really. I mean, you saw we have basil all over the place.
Yeah.
A ton of it. Okay, and the question would be, mums. It is probably that time to start putting them.
I'm starting to see them coming out.
Yeah, they're starting to come out now. What do you suggest?
The thing with mums is full sun, and they're a little finicky with watering. You don't want to water them too much. Wait till the soil dries out a little bit, and then water. And mums actually prefer this kind of weather where it's cooler. They don't necessarily like the heat of summer, so that's why I usually wait a little bit before I get my mums. I love mums, so I have to have them. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Itself is gorgeous, but they don't like the heat, so they prefer cooler temperatures.
Okay.
And just don't overwater them.
Okay.
And I play around every year with bringing mum plant inside to a unheated garage. I mean, my garage is freezing in the winter.
Yeah.
But I cut the plant back, water it well, keep it in the container. This year, out of 5 mums I brought inside, 4 of them came back for me, and they're getting ready to bloom. I mean, if you just keep them watered in the garage, unheated, they don't need to be saved in a warm place. And then when you bring them out, if they do start to green up for you, you want to clip them back a couple of times so that they can get bushy the way you see the plants now. And I did that, and I love playing around. In the ground, you could try to make them come back too. They're a little finicky. What I would recommend is if you do plant mums in the ground, try to get them to come back. And probably the best thing to do is put a little extra mulch cover on them, cut them back when they're done blooming, put a little mulch cover on top of them. And if you have a nice warm location like a southern exposure or a western exposure, they can come back for you. So try to save your mums instead of just throwing them out at the end of the season.
All right. I like it. As always, Roseanne, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Roseanne. For those that might not know, is with Cornell Cooperative Extension. She is a master gardener. Roseanne Leparco, thanks. We'll do it again.
Thank you. And for your listeners, go to our website, cceoneida.com. Click on the home and garden section, and we got all sorts of things to help you with your garden.
Good stuff. Thank you. Have a great
all right,
weekend.
Have a good day.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Hard to believe that we're dealing with Labor Day weekend.
I know. And mums. We just talked about mums.
Yep. It's that time of year. Okay. Quick break. Davey, it's $250, right? We're looking at from Home Bikers. Free money question of the day.
Unless you or Beth want to change it like you usually do, right, Beth?
If you notice, I left you all alone with us this week. You picked every single day brilliantly. All right, we'll do that coming up in a second. News coming up first at WIBX.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is on. New York State's largest selection of mattresses. Save up to $1,350. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers, and we have no credit check payment plans. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
At Matt and I Meet GMC of Boonville, power your fall adventures in a new 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab with a TurboMax engine at 0% APR for well-qualified buyers. Whether it's hauling firewood, tailgating on game day, or tackling weekend projects, the Sierra 1500 is the truck for you. Visit us today on Route 12 in Boonville or mattandImeetGMC.com. Matt and I Meet GMC. Driving forward together. GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details. Selective contract limited. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/2/25.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks, Albany.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves. Make Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or find it in stores at CVS, Meijer, and now available at ShopRite.
I want to tell you, coming up in a minute after the free money question of the day from Hobica, we're going to speak with Kelly Wenzel, the secretary of the Poland Volunteer Fire Company, and she's also the commissioner of the Poland Joint Fire Department, explaining in a nutshell all of what's going on over there in Poland. This is a very interesting, and I think for the people in that region, a very important story.
Yep.
We'll get to it coming up in a second. People of all ages can experience any level of discomfort in the knees, the hips, the back, and it can very well stem from your feet. Mark Butler, mayor of Newport, that's currently covering fires. I think that's Newport and Barneveld covering fires in the Poland area. He went to the Good Feet store, and he said it worked for him. 3-step system. Strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. You put these inserts in your shoes, and it is completely designed scientifically based on the fitting and the test walk that you do where there is no purchase necessary to go through it. But they will show you where you may have your issue and where that may be affecting your back, your legs, sciatica, shoulders, the whole 9 yards when it comes to pain. It's a Good Feet store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Call 315-999-3910, although no appointment is needed. And if you're looking at your foundation around your home and you're seeing it start to crumble just a little bit, wear away, this is something that can be prevented and fixed and stopped. You want to stop it. You don't want that to happen because at some point you'll end up having to completely replace it. Brank can help. Brank Construction is your foundation repair expert. Whether it's old stone walls or old block walls, they'll come in and resurface and strengthen that so it'll last for another 50 years. It's Brank Construction, masonry and concrete. Also, their basement windows, they always take the masonry route, and wood is not used when you put in basement windows because it rots away. They have you covered there as well with some top quality basement windows that can keep your basement nice and warm in the wintertime, which is, believe it or not that far away. It's Brank Construction. Call today at 315-894-3481.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Utica native and former restaurateur has been arrested following an alleged robbery last week in the village of Mohawk. Christian Garamone, who now resides in Jacksonville, Florida, and is back home visiting, was charged with robbery, possession of a weapon, criminal trespass, among other charges. Garamone pleaded not guilty and is being held on $25,000 cash bail and $50,000 bail bond. Herkimer County officials say Garamone posted $50,000 in bail bond and was released. The full story is on our news site at WIBX950.com. Oneida County health officials say 2 people and a cat were exposed to a rabid bat in South Utica. The specific location of the exposure has not been disclosed. The 2 people received treatment, and a booster vaccination was administered to the cat. New Hartford police have charged a 13-year-old boy in the village following a series of reckless driving incidents in a stolen car. Police say the vehicle had been stolen from Lee Center. The teen was processed and released to his parents and will appear in court at a later date. Utica University will be looking to make cuts to programs and academic degrees over the course of this year, according to University President Todd Fanasteel. The university and faculty met on Monday to discuss curriculum deletions. The university says new students won't be accepted into the deleted programs. Current students will be able to finish out their degrees. The union representing faculty is opposed to the cuts. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announced over $66 million in new federal funding to upgrade airport facilities and equipment at 22 airports across New York State. Griffiths International Airport in Rome will receive over $203,000 for wildlife fencing reconstruction. Hancock International Airport in Syracuse will receive nearly $14 million for various improvements. Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Syverud is announcing he's going to resign from that position. He revealed yesterday he's planning to resign at the end of the 2025-26 academic year. He was hired back in 2013 to replace Nancy Cantor, who left the school to become Dean of Rutgers University. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Showers will be spotty at best today, and over the next several days, not a bunch of rain around. Could get an isolated thunderstorm mixed in. Other than that, beautiful morning. Clouds mixing with some sunshine. Mostly sunny for a time later today, 70. Tonight, clouds back, mid-upper 40s, naturally North Country cooler. 77 tomorrow, chance of a shower in the afternoon, maybe a shower early Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitch at WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have cloudy skies and 54 degrees. Looking for a home bikers free money question of the day. We'll take call number 10. It's $250. Caller 10, Davey. $250 on the line right now. Call 315-736-0186. 10th caller gets a shot next on WIBX.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
Stop in to the 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the Willow Network of Utica. Sponsored by Naimi Auto Group, Town Square Media, and Bill's Roofing.
WIBX 950 and WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Kind of has a little ZZ Top, doesn't it? Maybe not. It's time for Hobica's free money question of the day, and it is worth $250 this morning from the Hobica law firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, 315-724-1600. And for all of your legal needs, reach out to the Hobica law firm. All right, right now I'm going to go to Joe in Marcy. Hello, Joe. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Bill. How you doing?
Good. You ready to take a shot here?
I'm about as ready as I'll ever be.
All right, it's worth $250. Do you have a favorite type of music? What is your favorite type of music?
Probably old rock and roll.
Okay, all right. Are you at all a fan of country music?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that might help you here. That may help you here. All right, here's your question. You have 7 seconds to answer. This was revealed yesterday on a podcast. Country singer Carly Pearce yesterday revealed her real name. She said she doesn't like it because it isn't country. What is her real name? Ready, go. That's a toughie. Caroline, Carolina. I like that. Would be a good country name. She felt that if she were a country artist, going with Carly Christine Slusser would not be a good.
Probably a good decision on her part.
Davey, are you a fan of hers?
Yeah, she's at the state fair tonight.
She is.
Yeah, that's why that question is up to date.
It's an up-to-date question.
Yeah,
Thank
she's
you
at
for
the
that.
state fair tonight.
She's there tonight. Here's what she said.
So my legal last name is Carly Slusser. Horrible name for a country singer. My middle name is Christine. So for a long time I was Carly Christine, because that felt right.
And now she's Carly Pearce.
But Carly Christine might have worked.
That might have worked. I think that might have. Listen, Joe, I got a bunch of stuff for you. We're going to give you 4 tickets to the New York State Fair. I have tickets. Davey, do we have tickets to down the street here? Explain what's happening there. And it's about Queen. Is this it? It is. Love Queen, love pinball. Pinball machines, they have like 50 of them down the street. And it is at Two Cousins Pinball, Thursday, September 4th, and then next week on the 6th, on Saturday, they're doing a $25 unlimited admission. You'll be entered to win a pair of tickets to Killer Queen, which is coming to the Stanley Theater. You can check it out. Go to their website at twocousinspinball.com. The place is unbelievable if you like pinball machines. So, and we'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. All in all, these prizes are worth more than $1 million. My math's not good, but
not more than the Powerball tonight. Though.
More than that's right. Which is what, like $819 right now? $819 million.
Like $850. I think
is it
it's above $850?
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, you gotta buy a ticket.
You gotta buy a ticket. You're absolutely right. You're crazy if you don't take a shot. All right, stand by. Davey's gonna hook you up. Thank you, Joe.
All right, have a good weekend.
All right, you do the same. Davey, take care of the man. It does get to the point where we're giving away more prizes than we would if we gave away the cash prize.
That's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
No.
That's consolation. In studio is Kelly Wenzel. She is the secretary of the Poland Volunteer Fire Company, also commissioner on the Poland Joint Fire Department. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to look away from you, so tell us a little bit about yourself. I am confused by all of this. Can you explain how all of this comes together? And then I'm going to get your picture up on YouTube. Go ahead.
Okay. As you stated, I'm the secretary for the fire company and a commissioner for the district. This has been crazy since three of the new board members were elected in December. They have an agenda that they've been trying to complete since then, and the agenda is to shut the fire company down. There's a lot of reasons behind that.
Well, give us, what would a reason be? Because it seems like this could be very, very bad for, I mean, that Poland Fire District is a large district.
It's the second largest district in the state.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Wow. And it's not just that it's the second largest district. We have a lot of, it's the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
So you have
A lot
a
of
lot
rural.
Right. So you have a lot of that going on. And
You need to be really tight on that, Mike. Davey, can you help her when you get a second? You literally almost have to
Just
touch
like
it.
be right on top
Oh,
of
okay.
it. Yeah. There you go.
Much better.
So as far as the district, there's a couple things, and I'm going to start with this. There's been a lot of rumors going around that the land that the fire company is on was donated by the Burritts. It was not donated. The fire company paid $20,000 for that piece of property.
Okay.
However, in the deed, there is a revert contract. So in the event the fire company fails, goes under, within 20 years, that property and the $1 million building that's on it goes back to the Burritts.
Oh, okay.
She is a commissioner.
Very interesting.
Isn't it?
And you think that is
I think that has a lot to do with
Yeah,
it. I think if this was to happen, the other 5 would be getting a slice of the pie. I don't know what their percentage is or however that works. But she shouldn't be voting on any of this.
Yeah.
She shouldn't even be on the board.
It's a conflict of interest.
It's a huge conflict of interest.
So-
And her husband at the time was the chief. He signed the document. He is part of the contract that stated, yeah, we're going to go with this deal.
And if
So-
if the fire department continues to use it, it does not revert back.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Correct. And 6 of the members, on the board are disgruntled ex-firemen. So they want.
Why are they disgruntled?
Andy Topham was terminated from the fire company. I'm not sure of the time frame, but unjustly he was terminated. Rich Abbott was assistant chief, wanted to be chief, did not get voted in as chief, so threw a little temper tantrum, submitted a nasty resignation to the fire company, walked away, and was telling everybody that they forced him to leave, which is not true at all.
Okay. And I just want to clarify, we're getting your side of the story. We'll reach out to him to get
and I
side
want
of the
you
story.
to,
Yeah.
because they're not speaking to anybody.
Okay.
People have tried to call Andy, who happens to be the chairperson. Nobody's getting a response. They do have fake Facebook pages that they're putting their cute little comments on Facebook. We know it's them.
So I'm getting from this that this is venomous.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
No question.
Okay. And is there any way, do you feel there's any way that you can reverse this?
We, as the fire company, we have been trying to meet. It's been, we've been butting heads since these members came in. We have been trying to set up a meeting to sit down and discuss things and try to work things out. The district refuses. They will not meet with the fire company.
Okay, and then I have another confusion in my own head. Explain to me the district and what that covers, and the fire company, the difference between the two.
Absolutely, and that's a confusion for a lot of people because they are 2 separate entities. The district is kind of like the accountant for the fire company. Tax dollars goes to the district, and they use those funds to maintain the fire company, make sure the trucks are maintained, training purposes. So all of the taxpayers' money is used to utilize anything within the fire company. The fire company raises its own money also through fundraising. And I have to say, in the last couple years, the fire company has spent, I'm going to say, about $150,000 that did not affect taxpayers at all. It didn't come out of any taxpayer money.
All right.
So,
if they decided that this is done and they sold off all the equipment, which agency would receive the money?
the fire company owns everything.
Okay.
They own the building. They own all the equipment, all the apparatus, the trucks. So it would go to the fire company, which is privately owned. It's incorporated. The district, I'll say commissioners because that seems to give people more clarity. The commissioners did take 2 trucks, one of which they did pay for, and the other one, the fire company actually paid $95,000 on the truck, and the commissioners paid $45,000. So we have a vested interest in that truck. However, they have it. So,
has the Poland Fire Department, the fire company, been losing money? Is there a financial risk here?
Not at all. We have more money than we've ever had, because we're doing things right.
Yeah.
We have trustworthy treasurers now, where before, the money was missing, and I mean, I can add to that if you'd like, but
I think that's an accusation that I can't verify.
Right.
So,
but financially, we're doing very well.
Yeah.
Like I said, to the point where we're making improvements. We're purchasing things that are necessary, like the training center that's behind the firehouse, totally paid for by the fire company, not the district.
So how do you move forward? How can you, or how will you move forward?
Well, tonight there is a public hearing in the town of Ohio at the Rec Hall at 6 p.m. And this is to try to get the town of Ohio to contract with the Poland Fire Company. In stating that means that if the town of Ohio does this, the only area that Poland Fire Company will take care of is the town of Ohio, because they're contracting for that. And honestly, that area is so vulnerable. I can't imagine this not happening, because those people are, I just can't imagine if there's an emergency
there's
up there.
There's so much area.
It's huge.
To cover.
38 miles of Route 20 or Route 8 alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you would not handle Poland. I'm assuming at some point, town of Ohio includes part of Poland, or no?
Not really.
Okay.
We would still have the firehouse in Poland, because it would still be part of that. We would move the most necessary equipment to Station 2, which is in Ohio.
Okay.
But if we were to respond to a call, you'd have people responding directly out of the town of Ohio, and then anyone coming up from Poland could stop at Station 1 and grab what they needed and head up to whatever the issue was.
It seems crazy that this is such an important issue, and it seems like there's a huge division to see this just out of nowhere. Maybe it's been going on for a long time, but just all of a sudden, we're not using you anymore and you're done.
Right. And they actually made a statement on their Facebook page that said this was not a knee-jerk reaction, and this wasn't something that we've been thinking about for a while. Well, then what was it? Were you did you think about it for a week? To me, that's a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
And as a commissioner, they exclude me from everything. I have been asked.
Because you support the Poland.
Oh, absolutely. I've been asking to see the files, public files of the commissioners. They won't even tell me where the files are.
Okay.
Can you foil them?
I shouldn't have to.
Right.
Agreed.
I am a commissioner. I should have access to those files 24/7.
Right.
And I got the response from the secretary was, well, tell me what you want and I'll get that for you. No, these are my files.
Yeah.
I'm a board member. I'm entitled to look at whatever I want. I don't need you babysitting me or getting it for me.
So I've got about a minute and a half. You're very important that people come out to tonight's meeting.
Yes, please, 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 please. If you live in the town of Ohio, please, please, please come to this meeting at 6 p.m. because your voice needs to be heard. You have been left high and dry. You are the most vulnerable, and it's really, really sad. People are scared.
Mm-hmm.
People are really scared about what could happen.
Like their consideration isn't part of the conversation.
Oh, not even a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like there's been no public input whatsoever.
There's been no public anything. They made this decision. They didn't contact any of the towns that are involved in the district.
And I'm assuming the average person that lives in these affected areas would rather support Poland Fire Department.
Absolutely, because the commissioners are stating that there's a contract in place with the other fire companies. That is not true. There has been no contract put in place that states this is what you're going to do for us, this is what you cover, this is what we're compensating you for. So now those tax dollars are going to go to other fire companies.
Town of Ohio tonight.
Tonight, 6 p.m.
6 o'clock.
Rec Hall. Yep.
Come out. And then please keep us up to date.
I
Go
absolutely
through Davey
will.
so that we know. Because I almost feel I'm still confused
We
as
all
to
are.
what is going on.
Well, because it shouldn't be, well, like so many things now, that shouldn't be political. But
Shouldn't
it's all
be.
political.
So, but I think the only way to figure all of this out is to watch it progress, and we're going to be watching. So
Yes, and I will keep you updated.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kelly Wenzel, thank you for the update. We're going to reach out to the other side. I'm not sure what we'll get,
I
but
want
we
you
will
to.
reach out. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Quick break. Actually, no, we're going straight to news here. Top of the hour, WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Capital punishment in the Capitol. Gianna Gelosi, Fox News. D.C. logged its first homicide in nearly 2 weeks, and President Trump's crime crackdown continues. Now it could mean the death penalty.
Anybody murders something in the Capitol, capital punishment, capital punishment.
Fox's Kevin Cork.
President Trump weaving in and out of various cabinet reports and the like. He remains laser focused on cleaning up the crime problem in the nation's capital, calling for the reinstatement of the death penalty for murder cases in this city. The president's comments coming amid his administration's efforts to reduce crime in D.C., one that's already seen over 1,000 arrests since August the 7th, 8 known gang members, including members of MS-13 and Tren de Aragua, the recovery of 2 missing children, and, of course, the seizure of more than 110 firearms.
Now, Washington, D.C. does not have the death penalty, but the Trump administration has been pushing police to charge suspects with federal crimes, some of which do carry the death penalty. And President Trump says he's ready for a court fight over his firing of the Federal Reserve governor.
The president says he's not concerned about a lawsuit to block his removal of Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board.
We need people that are 100% above board, and it doesn't seem like she was.
President Trump says he has cause to fire Cook because of an allegation of mortgage fraud from the Federal Housing Finance Agency.
She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction, especially that infraction.
The president denies his action is related to Cook joining a majority of board members opposed to an interest rate reduction. Her attorney calls the firing unlawful. A statement from the Federal Reserve notes the board's independence, but says it will abide by any court order. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Now, Cook's lawyer says they're filing a lawsuit to challenge that firing. America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Congress is looking to raise the heat on Russia, with the country and Ukraine still at odds with each other over peace talks, even after President Trump's big summits with Vladimir Putin and his calls with Volodymyr Zelensky. Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
Republican Congressman Richard Hudson says a sanctions bill on Russia would strengthen President Trump's hand.
We need to keep the pressure on Russia until we get a peace deal.
One bill being considered would slap significant tariffs on countries that purchase energy from Russia, with an exception if the countries support Ukraine. The Trump administration is pushing for a meeting meeting between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin to begin discussing a peace agreement. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Russia's foreign minister recently saying on NBC's Meet the Press that a meeting with Zelensky will happen, quote, when the agenda is ready for a summit, and this agenda is not ready at all. Meanwhile, President Trump's 50% tariff on India is now in effect, putting a tax on roughly 55% of goods coming from the country, including textiles and jewelry. It's all a punishment as India continues to buy Russian oil. And a liftoff for SpaceX after a series of setbacks. Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
SpaceX launching its massive Starship rocket into space. Cheers heard throughout the mission as the Super Heavy rocket booster splashed down in the Gulf and as Starship deployed its simulated or mock Starlink satellites into orbit, making its way back to Earth.
There's a splashdown.
Splashing down in the Indian Ocean. The flight comes after the company called off 2 earlier launches this week over ground system issues and weather. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Now, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk is hoping to use the rocket to take people to Mars, and NASA hopes to use it to land astronauts on the moon. I'm Gianna Gelosi. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Utica native and former restaurateur has been arrested following an alleged robbery last week in the village of Mohawk. Christian Garamone, who now resides in Jacksonville, Florida, and is back home visiting, was charged with robbery, possession of a weapon, criminal trespass, among other charges. Garamone pleaded not guilty and is being held on $25,000 cash bail and $50,000 bail bond. Herkimer County officials say Garamone posted $50,000 in bail bond and was released. The full story is on our news site at WIBX950.com. Oneida County health officials say 2 people and a cat were exposed to a rabid bat in South Utica. The specific location of the exposure has not been disclosed. The 2 people received treatment and a booster vaccination was administered to the cat. New Hartford police have charged the 13-year-old boy in the village following a series of reckless driving incidents in a stolen car. Police say the vehicle had been stolen from Lee Center. The teen was processed and released to his parents and will appear in court at a later date. Utica University will be looking to make cuts to programs and academic degrees over the course of this year, according to University President Todd Fanasteel. The university and faculty met on Monday to discuss curriculum deletions. The university says new students won't be accepted into the deleted programs. Current students will be able to finish out their degrees. The union representing faculty is opposed to the cuts. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announced over $66 million in new federal funding to upgrade airport facilities and equipment at 22 airports across New York State. Griffiths International Airport in Rome will receive over $203,000 for wildlife fencing reconstruction. Hancock International Airport in Syracuse will receive nearly $14 million for various improvements. Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Syverud is announcing he's going to resign from that position. He revealed yesterday he's planning to resign at the end of the 2025-26 academic year. He was hired back in 2013 to replace Nancy Cantor, who left the school to become dean of Rutgers University. The Utica Comets will have a new broadcaster beginning with the 2025-26 season. The American Hockey League team announced Tuesday that Joe Benson will handle the team's broadcaster play-by-play duties. Benson, a Massachusetts native, called men's hockey games at Colby College in Maine. And with the 2025 season at Saratoga Racecourse winding down, the New York Racing Association begins Fan Appreciation Day today. Highlights of the days ahead include discounts on things like food, beverages, and tickets. And on Sunday, it's the final giveaway of the year with a red quarter zip up being handed out with paid admission. To check out the full schedule, head to naira.com/Saratoga. And the Powerball jackpot has reached over $815 million for tonight's drawing. It is one of the largest in the game's history. In sports, the Yankees captured a series victory after topping the Nationals 5-1 from the Bronx. Giancarlo Stanton provided all of the offense for the Bronx Bombers after hitting a 3-run double and a 2-run homer. New York has now won 3 in a row and will wrap up its 3-game set against Washington this afternoon. The Mets continue their dominance over the Phillies after walking off with a 6-5 win from Queens. Brandon Nimmo drove in the game-winning run with an RBI single in the bottom of the ninth. New York has won back-to-back games and hopes to complete the season series sweep tonight. The Buffalo Bills have their roster down to 53 players after the NFL's Tuesday deadline. Cornerback Maxwell Hairston, this year's first-round draft pick, will begin the season on injured reserve with a right knee injury. He will miss a minimum of 4 weeks. The team also cut 11-year veteran defensive tackle Jordan Phillips. He's expected to land on the practice squad, however. They open the season September 7th in the night game on NBC versus the Baltimore Ravens. Former Syracuse University quarterback Tommy DeVito is in need of a new NFL home. DeVito was cut yesterday by the New York Giants, who have quarterbacks Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, and Jameis Winston on their roster. DeVito signed with the Big Blue as an undrafted free agent in 2023. The Jets decided to move on from a recent draft pick 1 year after trading up to top pick in the 3rd round of the 2024 NFL Draft. The Green and White have cut wide receiver Malaki Corley. He managed to catch 1 pass for 8 yards this preseason. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Showers will be spotty at best today, and over the next several days, not a bunch of rain around. Could get an isolated thunderstorm mixed in. Other than that, beautiful morning, clouds mixing with some sunshine, mostly sunny for a time later today, 70. Tonight, clouds back, mid-upper 40s, naturally North Country cooler. 77 tomorrow, chance of a shower in the afternoon, maybe a shower early Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitch at WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently cloudy skies and 55 at WIBX. We've been talking about the Poland Volunteer Fire Company and this latest controversy where the commission has decided to no longer use the services of Poland. It has certainly, we're being told, caused some real problems when it comes to response times.
Scary.
But
scary
beyond
problem.
this, I want to read something from, and this is Christine in Whitesboro. Regarding the Poland Fire Department issue, not only are residents affected by reduced response time in an emergency, but this affects the homeowners' insurance coverage. They may either see sky-high rate increases or canceled policies. Definitely some dirty dealings of a particular family to get prime property back. That is Christine's opinion. And I believe it's something that, Kelly, you agree with. The homeowner's insurance is very tricky because if you do not notify your homeowner's insurance of this change and there was a fire, there is a very good chance the insurance company could completely deny your claim.
100%.
Yeah.
You could lose everything.
Yeah, because everything's changed.
Yes.
So when you do notify your insurance company, most likely you're going to see either a cancellation, as Christine said, or a rate increase.
Right. Because there's no guarantee that they won't cancel you.
Right. Right.
Just because you don't have a fire company
Yeah.
in your area. I mean, that's a huge risk.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. If a homeowner has a fire hydrant near their house, they can get lower insurance rates than somebody that
I never thought about
doesn't.
that. Never thought about
Yeah.
that.
Right, that is true.
It's all. If you want to know anything about anything in terms of humans, insurance companies are good places to go. They have the data. They have the data. Okay. Anything else before you go? So the homeowners insurance is a big thing,
right?
For people.
Right, and people need to be aware of that. That if
So
you
don't-
don't notify your insurance
Yeah.
company and something unfortunately happens, you lose your home due to a fire, they could not cover anything.
They could deny the whole thing.
And if you do notify the insurance company of what's going on, you could still lose your insurance, and it might be hard to get another insurance, or your rates will go up so high that it just won't be affordable anymore.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You have to notify your insurance
Yes,
company.
you are responsible
If you
to do
don't,
that.
You could be at risk of actually having a claim and having it denied.
Yes, 100%.
Legally.
Legally,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. Okay, very interesting. Tonight, 6 o'clock.
p.m. Yep.
At Town of
Ohio Rec Hall, 6
at the Rec
p.m.
Hall.
Public hearing.
Okay. Interesting, Kelly. We appreciate the update. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Quick
Good
break
luck.
at
Thank you.
WIBX.
Are you going to the state fair? Are you excited? It's coming up in a few weeks. Kevin Fear, president of Mattress Express. I love the state fair. Go there, get the sausage sandwich, get the pizza free, get the wine slushy, take the kids on the rides. But you know what you don't do at the state fair? You don't buy a mattress at the state fair. These out-of-state companies come in, they bring their slick salespeople, and they tell you it's a show-only deal. You'll never find this mattress this cheap again. And then they take your money, they pack up, and they're gone back to their state halfway across the country. Get a written quote, a legitimate written quote, bring it to any Mattress Express, and we'll beat the price at the state fair. So you'll get the lowest price, but more importantly, we'll be here after the sale. When you have questions, when you have warranty issues, and it'll get delivered quickly, not weeks. Don't buy a mattress at the state fair. Get your quote and bring it to your closest Mattress Express. All locations at mattressexpressny.com. Hey, I'll see you at the fair.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Hey, Central New York, this is Will Kane of The Will Kane Show, and you can now hear my show every weekday at WIBX. I do things a little differently when I'm behind the microphone because I turn it over to the listeners to learn and really dig into the issues that impact everyday Americans. The Will Kane Show lets you keep ahead of the headlines and understand what's really going on in the world with in-depth discussions from leading experts and the brightest minds. From politics to sports, nothing is off topic. Listen to The Will Kane Show weekdays at 6, only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
And portions of the program brought to you by River Hills Properties. River Hills, it's all about the services provided. Your listing agent becomes basically a part of your team, the leader of your team. They are at every event, everything that occurs, whether it be the assessment. I mean, whatever is being done for the sale of the home, they're involved. And that includes showing the house. They don't use the lockbox where people are going to walk through the home without anybody being there. They greet the potential buyers, give them the book, 40 to 100 pages filled with everything there is to know about the house, the manual of the home, and show them the value of that home. Really working to help you sell your home. Offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Copenhagen, Utica, Newport, coming soon to Rome, and, of course, if you want to be one of those snowbirds, in the beautiful Gulf Coast of Florida in Sarasota. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Let's see. I got a bunch of comments. I got some people on the phones. Let me go to who's on line one, Davey. I can't hear you. You got to turn your mic on. I got it for you.
Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. Is that what you're calling her?
Lucci.
Lucci? The hell, Davey, are you talking about in there? It's Lucia. He kind of shortened your, you know what I mean.
He just ruined my name.
I know. I can't believe it. You're gonna have to come after him. Yep,
I'm
you should be.
shook up now.
You're all like Elvis.
Yes.
Shook up.
Yes.
What's going on, Lucia? Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about Anthony Picente, the United County Executive.
Anthony Picente. Okay, yes.
Yeah, Picente. In Italian, it's Picente.
Picente. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you lessons, right? When did you say? In September?
Yes,
In
yes.
September, I give you lessons in Italian. You asked me, remember?
I did remember. I said if we ever go back to Italy, I'd love to be able to speak the language.
So we'll
Ciao.
start in September. October, ciao.
Yeah.
Come stai?
That too. Mm-hmm.
Va bene? Okay. All
Okay.
the incredible stuff that he is done and he continues to do, and it's like a rebirth of Utica. It's phenomenal.
Well, it's a rebirth of the region, right? I mean, with Utica and Rome and the base and Chobani and
right, everything.
Turning Stone.
I'm talking-
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible stuff, incredible. Wow, what an excitement, all over, and people feel it. A lot of people come to Gino, so we talk about it, talk to a lot of people. I'm not trying
Gino,
to push
for those
Gino, but
who don't know, Gino is one of the greatest barbers in the area you'll ever find.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Now, I got to say, though, people are going to say, because you're saying such nice things about Tony Picente, or Picente,
Yes.
as you say,
yes.
they're going to say you're carrying his water.
What does it mean, the carrying the water? I don't carry the water to nobody.
No, you don't.
I carry
No.
the water only for me.
That's
So,
right.
Bill,
That's
you
right.
know how I am.
And
Only
usually
the
it's in
truth
about
and
this
nothing
glass
but the
size,
truth.
maybe a pitcher, very seldom a pail.
Sorry, now you confuse me.
I'm just saying you don't normally carry a pail of water. Why would you carry the county executive's water? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the meaning is different. What do you
The
mean by
meaning,
that?
the meaning is, and I have to take Jeremy Rosenthal, who's the attorney from Texas, who is quite a brilliant attorney. And we do a segment, Lucia, where we take 3 topics, and he runs down the whole lineup of opinion on each of those topics. But carrying the water means you're constantly defending him. You're promoting him. Do I have that right? Yeah.
I got it.
All right.
But you know what I do? When I'm sure, but I wanted you to define, and that's
Okay.
why I said that. But I say the truth. People come to my office. A lot of people, a lot of men,
Okay.
all kinds of people
Sure.
from every walk of life. So when I hear a lot, I like to say it.
And you hear a lot of good. You're hearing a lot of good things.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. All
Literally.
right.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you were carrying his water, I could guarantee you it would be in a beautiful crystal glass. There'd be no pails here. Okay,
No, so I
Lucia.
But also for you and him, I'd bring a beautiful vase of flowers.
I like that. The flowers. There'd be flowers in the glass of water that you carry.
I like that.
I like it.
Well, flowers because there are women also in your building.
I like it.
You know, they're elegant and beautiful.
Okay. Thank you,
You're doing
Lucy.
a great job. Look at you.
Ciao.
Wow.
Ciao.
Nobody can do it better, Bill. You're
Thank
phenomenal.
you.
Thank you.
Ciao. Ciao.
Bye. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
I when we did go to Italy, I practiced that. I just walked around telling everybody ciao, ciao. I had no idea. They say it could be hello or goodbye. I'm like ciao.
I think it's one of those words. I think it's like aloha.
Kind of is. Yeah, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, now here we go. It's time for the one and only Rosenthal Report. And Jeremy Rosenthal, ciao. Is he on this line, Davey? He's on line 2. Locking him in. I believe I have him there. Jeremy, can you hear us? Good morning. Davey, I'm looking through here, and I don't see... We're in program. I just had her on. I'm going to do this.
Can you hear me?
I got you now. I have you now.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah,
Weird. Somebody's trying to stop you from voicing your opinion.
It can't be done.
No,
it's been tried. It's been tried.
It has.
But look, Chow 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 was a commercial in the 70s and the 80s for like dog food, wasn't
Chow,
it?
chow, chow.
You're right.
Wasn't it like a meow, meow, meow?
Well,
yeah.
Meow,
I think
meow,
that's
meow,
right.
meow,
Like,
meow, meow.
They had the cat going backwards and forwards and
that was meow, meow,
right.
meow. Yep.
Right. And then the dog got it. Wanted chow.
Good advertising. We're talking about it 30 years later.
We are. We absolutely are. We absolutely are. And it does work in Italy. Hello or goodbye. Ciao. All right, Jeremy, good morning. Good morning. And I believe we have 3 great topics for you. In a world where we are topics galore, it seems like these days.
Our cup runneth over, does it not?
It does.
Yes.
Even if
This
that
is what's
cup
great
is...
about being a lawyer is always.
There's always something out there, yes. All right, here we go. Let's start with topic number 1. Wow. After all of the... And you kind of had a feeling from the DA where everything had changed politically, that the Menendez brothers were probably in trouble, and both have been denied parole. What are your thoughts?
Everything has changed, yet nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're still in the joint. Statistically, parole's hard. It's hard for first-time offenders to make parole, and it's hard for violent offenders to make parole. The numbers are just really against you, at least at your first go round. And that's where any little paper cut that you had 5, 10, 15 years ago in prison, that's where it comes back to haunt you. And that stuff got thrown back in their face, a cell phone that one of them snuck in way back when. So that's it's not surprising, but I don't think we're done hearing about this.
I don't think so either, and I don't know where that necessarily goes. But it's funny. I got yelled at by my wife the other night, and I said, they could have fled. They, in New York, we're one of those states where the person coming into your house, you can shoot them, but if you had a way out, you need to take that way out. Otherwise, you could be charged. And my wife was like, they didn't have a way out. They were being abused, sexually abused, and those who are sexually abused sometimes can't get away. And there's certainly truth to that.
Any chance that your wife's got jury duty in Texas next week?
I told her she'd be a great juror, for the defense.
Oh yeah, just for the defense.
Yes,
yes. Not so much for the state. So
nope.
Just keep it down. Don't talk up.
No,
if you really want on that jury. But that's a great point. And we have, look, Bill, we understand a lot more about sex abuse and the long-term ramifications. And I'll tell you this, as a criminal defense lawyer, in the year 2025, I have DWI cases. I have sometimes shoplifting cases. I have some substance abuse cases that I can trace back to my client having been abused sexually when they were young, they were a child. So we certainly understand a lot more about it than we really ever have.
We certainly have, and even the way that the public, which becomes a jury, looks at things today is completely different than it was back then. So a lot of changes. I thought there was a chance they were going to go, but then when you saw the DA and you saw that there was pressure, I guess I'm not surprised. Topic 2, DOJ to appeal ruling disqualifying Trump lawyer as a New Jersey prosecutor. What is this?
This is a complete mess. If you read the name Alina Habba,
right?
Yes. If you read the name on your scroll or your feed or your homepage, just avoid it because it's going to be a long story that is very, very complicated and just she is or was the acting U.S. attorney for New Jersey. She was appointed by Donald Trump. She didn't really have a criminal justice background. A state can really functionally block or veto. Your senators can block and veto representatives that you don't like. That's why most of your federal judges are local people. That's why your U.S. attorney are local people. That's so they're sort of these hometown people. They blocked her. Her time lapsed as an interim. The Trump administration tried a 5-step workaround to try to get her back in there. It didn't work. Now a lot of the criminal cases, they're objecting and winning, saying this woman should not be prosecuting us. So it is like I said, just if you see it on your news feed,
run.
If there's pictures, maybe, but otherwise,
Okay.
Run, don't walk. Yeah.
And topic number 3, interesting. Elon Musk suing Apple and OpenAI, alleging some anti-competitive schemes being used to prevent others from succeeding.
This is a big story. This is a big lawsuit. It's almost as big as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Almost. You've got Apple, who is the dominant factor in cell phones, and you've got OpenAI, ChatGPT, same company, that controls roughly 80%, depending on who you believe, of the AI market, and they're merging. And that and Elon Musk is suing, and Elon Musk is saying, "I'm the little guy here, and I'm standing up for the little guy," and he's actually kind of right. Basically, what he's saying is, look, this is going to be an antitrust combination. You're going to squeeze everybody else out of the market, and that's anti-competitive. And this is pretty critical. Really, it's going to shape how your smart device works really for the next decade, if not more. ChatGPT is kind of in some ways replacing Siri, although I think it's still going to be called Siri. So there's a lot at stake here.
And it is very interesting. You know, Google had an enormous advantage on everyone. I mean, even though Apple really got started with all of this first and they were ahead of the game, Google quietly over the last couple of decades has been storing our personal information, and so much of it. But now with OpenAI, all of a sudden that information is being compiled and really taken. The power of artificial intelligence has really kind of opened up new opportunities for companies like Apple to come in and say, yeah, we may have been behind over here, but now look at what we just did.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one of Elon Musk's biggest points here is what he's saying is, look, not only are you going to sell a lot of phones, not only are you dominating the market for people who are buying your products, you're also monopolizing the data that comes in. Because the data comes in, that's oil for the 21st century, the data. And now you're getting all of that on top. It's going to be exponential. The growth that you see if you squeeze everybody out of the market, that's his argument.
Is this similar to what happened back in the 70s or the 80s with the telephone companies?
Close, very close.
Yeah.
The difference there is that Elon Musk is a private company and he's suing, but the Department of Justice sues all the time for monopolies.
Right.
Teddy Roosevelt, trust busting. So no, it's the same statute, same law, just a different party. But you're exactly right. It's the same thing. Now, part of me thinks that Elon just is like, well, let's make a deal here, that way I can be a part of this monopoly too.
Okay, very interesting. As always, I mean, you never, ever disappoint. Always very interesting.
Oh, I've got, you know what, I'm not going to let you talk to my wife. We'll talk about it.
Trust me. Maybe what we want to make sure is that your wife doesn't talk to my wife. As long as we can do that, we're going to be just fine. So, as always, we appreciate it. The one and only Jeremy Rosenthal and the Rosenthal Report. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You do the same. Thanks so much. I love having him on. I got to tell you, talking about the AI stuff, check this out. This is unbelievable. This is incredible. And I know we always hear about, remember this song that was out recently? They put a couple of albums out, and they were kind of like poking fun at how AI can create an album. This band, which wasn't real, it was all AI, made like 4 albums or something, and then they put the song out, their favorite song on the album, and one of the albums, and it got like thousands and thousands of downloads from Spotify. Radio refused to play it because it wasn't real. It's completely artificial intelligence. But it becomes maybe the first song to actually get real traction.
Yeah.
And incredible. So how did they make it? How did they do it? They did 3 albums in 1 week. So I just have a little piece that I want to play here for you that is incredible. This is on CBS. One of the reporters went to an AI specialist who is an AI music specialist and said, how do you create a song? So creating a song from, number one, creating the artist. You have to have an artist, someone to sing. In this
Gotta
case,
have the voice.
they pick a female. And then you need lyrics and music to a song. So that ends up being created. And then you mix the whole thing together and you then have a song. So the question was, how long, how do you do it? How long to create a brand new musician, complete with voice, style, and original song? How long does it take? The answer is minutes.
Yeah.
And I want to play this for you because it is incredible. Check this out. Can I get it to play? Yes? Here we go. Play this for you because it is incredible. Check this. Okay, hold on. Apparently I'm having a YouTube problem. Davey. Why is this happening to me? All right, I'm going to play it in a second. I got to break. I'll break first, and because it's the YouTube that's playing through. Our broadcast is playing back through. But I'll get it for you. I'll play it in a second. Out of the news, coming right up at WIBX.
Together, we can do more. On September 19th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, an online day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your Mohawk Valley Gives donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 19th at givemv.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley Gives. Powered by the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties and Up Mobility Foundation. MV Gives is proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks, Albany.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A Utica native and former restaurateur has been arrested following an alleged robbery last week in the village of Mohawk. Christian Garamone, who now resides in Jacksonville, Florida, and is back home visiting, was charged with robbery, possession of a weapon, criminal trespass, among other charges. Garamone pleaded not guilty and is being held on $25,000 cash bail and $50,000 bail bond. Herkimer County officials say Garamone posted $50,000 in bail bond and was released. The full story is on our news site at WIBX950.com. Oneida County health officials say 2 people and a cat were exposed to a rabid bat in South Utica. The specific location of the exposure has not been disclosed. The 2 people received treatment, and a booster vaccination was administered to the cat. New Hartford police have charged a 13-year-old boy in the village following a series of reckless driving incidents in a stolen car. Police say the vehicle had been stolen from Lee Center. The teen was processed and released to his parents and will appear in court at a later date. Utica University will be looking to make cuts to programs and academic degrees over the course of this year. according to university president Todd Fanasteel. The university and faculty met on Monday to discuss curriculum deletions. The university says new students won't be accepted into the deleted programs. Current students will be able to finish out their degrees. The union representing faculty is opposed to the cuts. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announced over $66 million in new federal funding to upgrade airport facilities and equipment at 22 airports across New York State. Griffiths International Airport in Rome will receive over $203,000 for wildlife fencing reconstruction. Hancock International Airport in Syracuse will receive nearly $14 million for various improvements. Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Syverud is announcing he's going to resign from that position. He revealed yesterday he's planning to resign at the end of the 2025-26 academic year. He was hired back in 2013 to replace Nancy Cantor, who left the school to become dean of Rutgers University. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Showers will be spotty at best today, and over the next several days, not a bunch of rain around. Could get an isolated thunderstorm mixed in. Other than that, beautiful morning, clouds mixing with some sunshine, mostly sunny for a time later today, 70. Tonight, clouds back, mid-upper 40s, naturally North Country cooler. 77 tomorrow, chance of a shower in the afternoon, maybe a shower early Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
All right, we're 55 with clouds right now. All right, I finally figured out what was going on, and I got it. Davey, there's somebody on the line right there, if you can take care of that. The other day, an artist debuted on CBS, but the artist didn't exist, and they actually were able to create a song in just a minute or two. How do they do it? Check this out. Here's
her avatar of a fictitious female alternative / indie singer and a name for her.
Wow, Sadie Winters.
Sadie Winters.
So they've just created the artist. Sadie Winters has been created.
Really saw her worth. Just going to create the song lyrics.
So wait, how many seconds was that?
Wow.
That was like about 4 seconds.
Within about 4 seconds, they created the entire song, the lyrics to the song.
I don't care. Put my lyrics in.
The lyrics that happen in 4 seconds.
Yes. And then hit create. Let's listen.
This is the world premiere.
I was paper, you were scissors, cut me out.
She's a good singer.
Good singer.
Can you believe this?
Ooh, that's nice. Pretty good.
Where are we, Rick? Where have
they just created that song in like a minute or two.
Less than a minute.
I mean, he did create it, but made the music
That's scary.
to it and the whole 9 yards.
That's scary.
It is scary. It is scary. Coming up, we'll talk to Ryan Nobles from NBC. Before, it's Shilan Vano. Shilan Vano is a market vendor with holistic products, and she's going to have her own business soon. We'll do that quickly coming up next, and then Ryan on WIBX.
Looking for a cool new ride and a payment that fits your budget? GPO Federal Credit Union's Summer Auto Loan Rate Drop is heating things up. Now through August 31st, enjoy rates on 2022 to 2026 models as low as 4.74% APR for up to 5 years with checking and direct deposit. Whether you're road tripping through the Adirondacks or just upgrading your daily drive, save more and stress less with GPO by your side. Apply at gpofcu.com or stop by your local GPO branch. GPO Federal Credit Union. Your journey, our commitment. Membership eligibility required. Credit restrictions apply. Loan rates are determined by overall credit history and are subject to change without notice. 0.25% rate discount is subject to checking account with direct deposit. Existing GPO loans cannot be refinanced. Promotional offer is valid now through August 31st, 2025. See branch for full details.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-690-6464. That's 800-690-6464. Again, that's 800-690-6464.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right, I want to squeeze in Ryan Nobles here, if we can, from NBC. And there's so much going on. Ryan, good morning. Good morning. How about, see, this is what the Mets need to be doing, is winning the games they shouldn't be winning. And right now with the Phillies, we are owning them at Citi Field.
They look, I think they're setting us up to break our hearts again. Bill.
Yes, of course they are, yeah.
That was the thought process I had last night.
Do you know why? Because, even if we win tonight, the one team that plays the Mets so well is the Marlins. And
they are always a pain.
Always difficult for New York. And, well, we'll see what happens. But and then they got this kid coming up from Syracuse by way of Binghamton that is going to start on Friday night. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing all the things that they need to do at this stage of the season to turn things around. I've been particularly impressed with Mark Vientos. He had a big hit last night that kind of broke things open for them. You're seeing the starting pitching start to stabilize a little bit. If these kids come up and kind of fit the role they need them to fit, they've got a shot. But there's still some glaring problems with the roster overall. I mean, Kota Senga's season, I mean, he got hurt in June and really hasn't been the same. And you can kind of track the trajectory of how poorly they've played since. So, but it's fun. I mean, at least they're giving us a reason to pay attention here and not move on to football season, which is what I felt last night.
And I really did not think they were going to pull that one out, and they did, which is awesome. And very easily it seemed. It just seemed like it was destiny. It was supposed to happen that way, and it did. So
during this period of losing, that's what they have not been doing.
That is right.
Winning those games where they come from behind and look like they're out of it, which was what they did a lot last year.
Yeah.
So if maybe they can catch a little bit of that magic again.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what do you? We saw your report on Mount Rushmore. Definitely very interesting, and the word is from the technological standpoint, it is impossible to do it. There's just not, the stone isn't there to add Trump's face to the to Mount Rushmore.
What we try to do with the piece, Bill, was tell the story absent of the Donald Trump of it all. I mean, there's certainly a very much an open question that if it were physically possible, whether or not Donald Trump should be up there. And I think that there are very polarizing opinions on that particular topic. But the simple fact is you can't even have that conversation because there just isn't the ability to do it from a geological and engineering perspective. And you don't really get that sense until you go there and see it. And then our team did an amazing job with this graphics package that took, a 360-degree view of what the mountain looks like. And not a lot of people know that there's this huge valley that runs behind the faces, which really there's just not enough room to do it. So it's not even a conversation worth having.
Anyway, great story, great package put together last night. It had to be pretty cool. It was the first time you had a chance to see it?
What's that?
Mount Rushmore was the first time.
Oh, that was my first time seeing it in person. Yes, yes, exactly. Yep. And it is stunning. If you've never been there before, it is totally worth the trip. South Dakota is totally worth the trip. There's a bunch of really cool things to see there outside of just Mount Rushmore. So I'd really like to take my family back. It was quite the trip.
I want you to pick a story because with this administration, there are so many. Like every day, it seems like 10 big things come out every day, and you pick. So Trump making good on his threat to impose 50% tariffs on India, FEMA employees put on leave after criticizing Trump. They're now put on leave. You have, there's the Cracker Barrel controversy. Is there any that tweak your interest?
Well, I think you could put all of these stories, Bill, and then add into it the militarization of the police and law enforcement in America's big cities, the firing of a member of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, the firing of the head statistic person at the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and you start to question this overall vibe of this growing authoritarianism that Donald Trump is leaning towards. He's multiple times over the past week or so flirted with this idea of being a dictator, saying he's not a dictator.
It was in the press. It was in the press conference the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. What would be so bad about being a dictator? And listen, I know a lot of your listeners are huge supporters of Donald Trump's policies, and this is not at all a quibble with his policies. You can like his policies or don't like his policies. But we have an almost 250-year tradition in this country of a process for implementing policies, and Donald Trump is systematically abandoning that 250-year process by eroding away at the balance of power among the three branches of government. And, I just wonder how far he's going to be able to go before there are other Republicans that start to raise questions about whether or not this is appropriate. And, his Vice President J.D. Vance told Kristen Welker as it relates to the increased military presence in these cities and his threat to just basically send the National Guard into cities where Democratic leaders are not interested in them, and why they're not doing it in similar Republican cities where there are per capita murder rates that are just as high as some of these Democratic cities. And J.D. Vance was like, well, we'll leave that up to them. That's a states' rights issue. So it's a states' rights issue when it's Republicans, but it's not a states' rights issue when it comes to Democrats. And if you can kind of remove yourself from the policy and just look at the action, I wonder how much longer the American people are going to accept this. And the answer to that question, Bill, is maybe they're okay with it. Maybe this slow creep of kind of a heavy-handed authoritarian leader is what the American public is looking for, but that's not what this country's been founded on. And once you give that stuff away, it's really hard to get it back.
I completely agree, and it's going to be very interesting to see because there's a long way to the midterms, and the question isn't, in my opinion, at this point, how well the Democrats are going to do in the midterms. Traditionally, they would do quite well based on the fact that the Republicans are in office. The question would be, how much power are they going to have by the time we get there? I do think that's a question worth talking about.
I think that's exactly right. And I do think that there's also, and it's not just what's being done from his attempting to capture as much executive authority as possible by implementing these executive orders and kind of running roughshod over these independent agencies that the president has some purview over, but not ultimate authority. They're designed, the Federal Reserve being the best example, they're designed to be independent. But there's also this kind of attack on the way we vote in this country in a way that's specifically designed to help him and his party. All of these authoritarian regimes across the world have elections, right? We need to not forget about that. Vladimir Putin's been reelected the president of Russia multiple times, but no one believes or trusts the way that election process works itself out. And we're certainly not there yet. But when you start to chip away at the way these districts are built across the country, when you attack things like mail-in voting, which is universally considered to be a safe, effective, and responsible way to conduct elections, when you say that you're going to try and interrupt that process, take that right away from the states that have administered elections in this country for 250 years, that's where you're starting to see all this authoritarian creep come in so many different forms and fashions. And so, Bill, we could have an election in 2026, and the Democrats may or may not win, but it may not be the same type of election that we've had in years past, and then what happens in 2028 and then beyond. So it's one of these things where, you can act like this isn't a big deal. You can say it's Trump derangement system or syndrome or whatever they say. But at some point you're going to wake up and realize that, wow, we've let go a lot of these things that kind of keep the country running in a way that keeps our values and the things that we appreciate intact. And you may not be able to come back.
Certainly the checks and balances. It's going to be interesting. And by the way, I'm going to let you go now because I need to have time to be able to take all the complaints that you've created for me to deal with today. So,
well, I'd be interested in what your listeners have to say about that. If it were, if we're Joe Biden were firing conservative members of the
be a whole different story.
It would be governors. What would people be saying?
It would, if Joe Biden were sending in the National Guard to places in Texas. Or Georgia or wherever.
Also, if Joe Biden had a big bruise on his hand without a lot of explanation, I wonder how your listeners would respond to that.
We'll see. We'll see what that all is. So, all right, Ryan, thank you, man. Enjoy the weekend and Labor Day. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Ryan Nobles from NBC. All right, I cut Ryan short because I can only handle these complaints for so long. I mean, really.
Well, you walked in with a list of them, too.
In reality, Shalane Vano is in here this morning. She is a market vendor with products that are holistic. I believe started in the Oneida County market with you, Beth.
Yeah, she got a company called Holistic CNY. Actually, it goes under a different title.
Work. So that's so actually, I'll just say that I was a federal employee that capitalized off of some of these policies because I am under that DRP program right now. So I had a launching pad. So I'm technically still a federal employee for another month, getting paid while I launch my business downtown in Bag Square.
Wow, so that worked for you.
So actually, yes, it really worked out for me. I worked 20 years in federal service, so I have a lot of project management, strategy background. So it's really a blend of both things. So helping businesses and companies and bringing in that holistic perspective. So it's a combination of both things. So it's called The Portal in downtown Bag Square.
I do have a quote from someone here this morning. I just wanted to read. Don't bump my wife. She's doing big things in Bag Square. That's your husband.
Yes, it is.
So, okay, explain the business.
Okay, so the business is a multidimensional business. So it's really about co-working space for solopreneurs, holistic practitioners. I have a beautiful space in Bag Square. So if you're interested in a tour, you can book one of those online.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, so Beth came in. I've been doing boothing at the market.
Yep.
So we're actually there Saturday. So we have a class Saturday morning. Elena Bone is teaching yoga. And then they can walk right over to the train station. So I've been doing that. I love it. It's beautiful on Saturday mornings downtown in Bag Square. So yeah, it's really a combination of things. I'm also having a lot of classes. You talked a lot about AI already. That has absolutely been a springboard for my business. So I'm doing an intentional AI workshop. So where I walk people through a prompting library that can really work well for them.
That is very important because people, I'm not sure everyone understands you can ask AI to accomplish a lot of different tasks. The key to it is the prompts that you give it.
Right.
Because there is where this can make it seem more human. It can take you pinpoint exactly where you want to go.
Right. I mean, it frees me up to have a multifaceted business, right? Multiple revenue streams, balancing a lot of things, putting automation in place for some of those manual things like responding to emails or drawing in practitioners, things like that. So it's a very state-of-the-art space. It's very peaceful when you walk in, very calming.
Yep.
But you also can just log in on your phone, book your space. It's, the Thinkubator helped me out with the Kisi software, so you can book right on Optic. So it's really a state-of-the-art facility too. So there's a beautiful event space upstairs. So if you're interested in having an event, you can reach out to me for that as well.
Okay.
So yeah, Holistic CNY is a network though of practitioners. So it really was breaking down those competitive barriers and starting to bring our resources together. So that's why we're sharing the market, so I bring other practitioners in, they talk about their business, what they're doing. So yeah, there's a lot of that too.
Website that...
Yes, they can email me at info@theportalutica.com or theportalutica.com is the website. I would love to hear from people.
And when you say practitioners, give me some examples.
Yeah, so we're talking licensed massage therapists, social workers, yoga teachers. I have leadership individuals that are helping with business stuff as well. So, I mean, it's really a fast-growing community.
So they don't need to have a storefront.
Nope.
They're able to utilize this.
They can bring their clients right there.
Workspace.
It was definitely a gap for people. They were trying to bring their clients through their homes, coffee shops, things like that. They can book a beautiful office space, bring their clients there, very professional.
So I have a business that a video television production, which is out of my home. When I want a client to meet with a client, we go to a restaurant or go somewhere. I could go here.
Absolutely.
Schedule a space here.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful, open.
Yeah.
It takes advantage of the architecture of the building, which really brings this wonderful vibe.
And I could get a massage at the same time.
You absolutely can. It's both things, honestly.
It's
That's
both.
what the immersions are really about for executive teams and leadership teams is like, let's do the strategy, right? I'm a project manager, certified Lean Six Sigma, black belt. So we do that stuff, but we also go upstairs and start to free our minds of like all that clutter so we can come up with the creative ideas, you know, and not be in that burnout mode, right? That a lot of leadership is in at the moment.
After years in the federal government, were you in the burnout mode?
I was not, because I was doing all of those practices.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was performing very at a high level,
Wow.
you know, so it wasn't hard for me to do my job at all.
Yeah.
But I was ready to branch out, you know.
It was an opportunity.
Huge opportunity.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people took advantage of it.
Yeah, they did.
So, all right. Interesting stuff. Again, the website is
www.theportalutica.com.
Okay. Hold on. A message from your husband. Thank you. Okay. All right.
I'll come back
good.
on again.
All right. Let's do it again.
All
Thank
right,
you. We got to go. We're here tomorrow and off Friday. So we'll see you here tomorrow morning. Tim Reed is the guest host tomorrow morning on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
The bold blitz to beat down crime. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. President Trump holding a cabinet meeting yesterday where he called for the return of the death penalty in the nation's capital. This comes as D.C. sees its first homicide in nearly 2 weeks.
That shooting took place early Tuesday morning after midnight when an adult male was found unconscious but breathing in Anacostia off Minnesota Avenue in southeast D.C. He later died in the hospital. The White House says there's been over 1,000 arrests this month since President Trump ordered those reinforcements to help D.C.'s police force, which is 800 cops short. Trump says Republican House and Senate leaders are working on a new legislation to fight crime. Posting last night, Speaker Mike Johnson and Leader John Thune are working with me and other Republicans on a comprehensive crime bill. It's what our country needs, and now more to follow. Make America great again.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Washington, D.C. does not have the death penalty, but the Trump administration has been pushing police to charge suspects with federal crimes, some of which do carry the death penalty. City officials continue to argue that crime had already been falling. President Trump is facing a legal challenge to his attempt to fire a Federal Reserve Board member.
The president says his removal of Lisa Cook as a Federal Reserve Board governor is not related to her opposition to lower interest rates.
We need people that are 100% above board, and it doesn't seem like she was.
President Trump cites an allegation of mortgage fraud by Cook for her dismissal, an accusation Cook denies. Her attorney says she will sue to prevent an unlawful firing. President Trump told reporters he is considering a replacement for Cook. Her term on the Fed does not expire until 2038. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Cook was appointed by President Joe Biden in 2022. America's listening to Fox News.